Hey guys, Geza764 here with my review of One Piece episode 786. Now I know I haven't made any videos on my old channel in a long time, and I made a video about like why I haven't done that on my other channel, so if you really want to, go check that out. But this is the new channel that I'm going to start reviewing and making videos on in general. I just figured I should have a new channel, so I just kind of decided to make it. So I want to talk about this episode. Now this episode as a whole, it was actually really like uneventful. I don't want to say it was boring, because it wasn't boring. It was really uneventful. Like for the first let's say like 13 minutes of the episode, so we dive first 13 minutes in, it was really boring because all we got was just Big Mom really just running through all the different like kind of towns and just wrecking them, looking for this meal. And she said this meal like so many times. I think it was croquet something. She was just going through all these type of towns looking for this meal, and I was really wondering, like, okay, are we gonna get some sort of like important statement or like important thing? Because for like the past 10 minutes, she was just running through the area. People were just running away. Like we literally cut back to different scenes of people. You know, we got that scene of them making in the kitchen. We got a scene of them making whatever Mama wanted to find. We got a scene of that. We got a scene of Tamago when he was looking through the surveillance cameras. Then we got a scene of the townspeople as they were running away from Big Mom, and it was just, and we kept on seeing those three scenes like a lot of the time. And I was thinking it was really boring because like we're just seeing Mama run and the same couple of scenes with like changes in dialogue. I'm thinking there's nothing really interesting in this first part of the episode. Now I did mention that it was the first part of the episode. The second part was a bit more eventful, but it was really the last part that was the most eventful, which I'll get onto later on. But let me just kind of finish talking about the first part. The first part, like I said, Mama was just running around. I guess you could say that an important thing that I saw in this episode was when this Moscat, I think his name was Moscat, one of the generals, like I think he was minister of Gelato, and he was the 16th son of Big Mom. He came in, tried to stop Big Mom, and it looked like he was gonna work. Like he evaded a few of Big Mom's attacks. He managed to get Big Mom's attention, which is actually quite vital because no one else was able to get Big Mom's attention. Like the townspeople, everyone that was running, everyone tried to stop Mama, even the kind of homies things that are near her, like the kind of sun thing, the talking sun, the talking cloud. They could even stop her, and those things are pretty much always near Mama, and they weren't even able to stop her. So the fact that this minister of Gelato, I think his name was Moscat, he was able to Moscato, sorry, he was able to get Mama's attention. That's pretty good in my opinion. He was able to get Mama's attention there, and over the course of that kind of scuffle between those two, he kept on telling Mom to stop, but Big Mom did this really kind of cool thing that I thought was pretty much the highlight of this first 10 minutes of like uneventful running of this episode. So she decided to she kind of switched her flip kind. She kind of flipped her switch kind of, and she was like life. I think it was life or treat, and you get this really cool animation. Like everything is really dark and gloomy and mysterious, kind of similar to the way we first saw Big Mom. Like, you know, when we first saw the silhouette of Big Mom when she was talking to Luffy, we kind of saw like it was kind of dark, and it was kind of dark and gloomy around her, and the only light was kind of around like on the floor and like her eyes. It was kind of this scene was kind of similar to that, so I did like it in a sense because it kind of tied back to when we first saw her. But it showed Big Mom saying this life or treat thing, and you could see that this Moscato guy, he was getting really scared. Like he was getting really worried, and everyone knew what was coming. Like everybody knew what was coming. For those of you that are anime onlys, what do you think this power is of Big Mom's? Because from the looks of it, she basically just killed him. She took his lifespan, as one of the people that were trying to stop Big Mom. One of them mentioned we had some woman with some pink hair, some guy with some kind of yellowish hair, he looked like a clown, and some guy that kind of looked like a monster. He was white, had some kind of like these tubes coming from his head. So they kind of explained that Big Mom took his lifespan, and Big Mom even said, "I'm taking 40 years of your lifespan." Now I'm gonna assume this guy is less than 40, and his life he's probably over 40 or he doesn't even have 40 years left of his life, and Big Mom took it, and that's why he's now dead. So obviously, if you guys are anime only, comment down below what you think this kind of power is. Like, why do you think Big Mom is able to do this? What power do you think this relates to? What kind of limitations do you think is on this? Because just from looking at it, whether you're a manga reader or an anime only, that just looks OP. She didn't even attack him. She didn't even attack him. She literally said, she asked one question, he didn't even answer, and she just took his life like that. So that in itself just seems OP. Like for to put into the hands of the Yonko, as a Yonko like Big Mom, that power just seems OP. So obviously comment down below what you guys think. And also one thing I wanted to mention about that power is that one of the people that were trying to stop Big Mom, like I said, the pink-haired woman, she was kind of talking about how if you show any fear, that's what kind of allows Big Mom to kind of take away your lifespan. So which is something I found quite important, and which is something you guys should keep in mind coming towards the future of this arc. Like this whole fear element and this whole Big Mom, you know, I don't know, somehow extracting life from people. So definitely keep that in mind, because that's of some relative importance. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind about having fear for Big Mom, or having fear in general, and not being like brave and solitary in like what you say and do. So that was pretty much the first part. I know I spent really long on that, but I just really wanted to flesh out everything because I really couldn't find much importance. But the second part was when Jimbe came back, and obviously we haven't seen Jimbe in a while. I can't remember when we first. I can't remember when we saw him. I don't know if it was, yeah, Fishman Island, pretty much. Yeah, Fishman Island. We didn't see him until then. Fishman Island. We got to see Jimbe come in. He's riding on some sort of whale type thing, and he actually has the meal that Mama wants. And he literally comes in the most funniest way possible. He comes in, yeah, then Big Mom tries to punch him, and then he runs on Big Mom's hand, and he just like shoves the thing straight in her mouth, like just, and she's like, it looks so freaking disgusting. Like, like if you guys got that sexual innuendo, I think it was because like she was going like, she was like, wow, I can't even fucking do it, but she was doing it like she was eating the thing so slowly. So yeah. Jimbe just comes in like the most hilarious way, and it's even more funny because Jimbe isn't even like you know, a funny character. He's not really a quirky character like that. He's more serious. So the fact that he came in such a weird way, and he's doing it in such a serious way, it just makes the joke even more funnier. So yeah, he comes in, he gives that meal to Big Mom, and basically she calms down. And for some reason, everyone's happy. I'm thinking, why are you guys happy? She just trashed like how many towns? Like, are you guys not gonna? You guys aren't even slightly annoyed. Everyone's just happy that they didn't die. And to be honest, it took me a while to realize, but I was kind of like, yeah, they might as well, because who are they to go to Big Mom and be like, why are you trashing anything? She's Yonko. You're on her territory. She can kill you easily. No, from what we've seen in this episode, she can kill you without touching you. So I don't think anybody wants to try and defy this woman at all. This woman has powers. Like this insanely huge woman. She has freaking powers. So yeah, that's important. Yeah, so Big Mom calms down and she's kind of talking to Jimbe, and for some reason this kind of tantrum that she went in, I even forgot to mention it. Yeah, she wasn't a tantrum when she did this. I thought that was kind of self-explanatory, but she doesn't actually remember. From what we know, I don't know if that was sarcasm, but from what we know, she doesn't actually remember what happened. She even said that oh, this town's looked better, this town has seen better days, and I thought that was like a sarcastic kind of quip, because you know, she had a smile on her face, and obviously I figured she was so hungry that, you know, she probably realized what she was doing and why, and like how she was just moving people. But considering that she didn't even talk about the fact that she just killed someone, I want to assume that she's probably not joking. Like, she probably doesn't actually remember this tantrum, because even her eyes were different. And that's one thing I wanted to mention, the eyes in this episode. The eyes of Big Mom kind of showed that, you know, she kind of flipped her switch, as I said. And also, even Carrot did this. Even Carrot, and I'll get onto that later on in the review. But yeah, Carrot did that. And yeah, so Big Mom and Jimbe, they're talking, and Big Jimbe kind of comes up and says, I have something really important to tell you. And then, like, I think like the music just stops, and then she's like, you're not leaving my crew, are you? Like, I don't know, even her voice changed. Like, you're not leaving my crew. Like, you're not stupid enough to do that. And we don't get anything more on that. We cut over to the Strawhats. And we say that the Strawhats, they're making good headway. They've passed through I think it was Chocolate Town, Jam Town, and they're about to pass through Cheese Town, I think. Chocolate Island, whatever. Cheese Island. They're about to pass through that, which is quite good. To which Luffy kind of spots a couple of fruits. Basically, he sees like some kind of a watermelon in the distance, and I guess the kind of sea that they're in, Pedro kind of said it was like the mixed colored sea. So there was like there was like a peach on the right, there was an orange on the left. I'm probably got that wrong. Yeah, peach on the left, orange on the right, and then like a watermelon on the front. Luffy comes and takes the watermelon, and basically it's a fish. And Luffy gets trapped in the fish, and he basically defeats the fish. Obviously it was more like banter, more like kind of jokes part of the episode. That's why I said this episode was more like uneventful, because, you know, it was more of just like jokes in this episode and, you know, random running for like 10 minutes. But yeah, they eat all this fruit and all this this orange, this peach, and this watermelon. They basically just gobble all of this stuff up. So yeah, we just get like a few jokes between the Strawhats, just, you know, chilling on the ship. I guess for some light humor, considering that we kind of had, you know, a serious thing where someone actually died in this episode, which doesn't happen a lot, you know, within One Piece. You know, sorry, it's a white bid, but you know, that doesn't happen a lot in this series. So someone actually died. So yeah. Also, the next thing that happened is pretty much the most important part of this episode, in my opinion. And this was when Jimbe and Big Mom were basically walking away from wherever they were. I guess you could kind of fill in the gaps of the conversation. I guess Jimbe was kind of like, yeah, I'm leaving your crew. And Big Mom kind of says like, yeah, follow me. And they're walking off in the distance. And we kind of get this flashback of Jimbe kind of reminiscing on, you know, he's kind of like, yeah, I've met the Straw Hat. Ever since I met Straw Hat Luffy, my destiny's been sealed. This is for the best. As if like, whatever happens now is happening, you know, for the good of the Straw Hats, for the good of, you know, me, you know, owing my life to Luffy. Luffy took me out of Impel Down. He brought me over to Marineford. We helped each other. We helped each other throughout Marineford. Helped Luffy get out of Marineford. Even when Luffy had lost everything, we kind of get the flashback of like, you know, when he's holding Luffy by the neck and he's like, you know, what's gone is gone. Think about what you have now. Like, what do you have now? And Luffy's like, oh yeah, I have my friends. And you start counting on his friends on his fingers. And we got to see a flashback of them meeting up in Fishman Island. And then I guess, you know, Luffy and Jimbe taking out the Fishman pirates. And then we get the really beautiful scene, which is when like Jimbe gives his blood to Luffy after the events of Fishman Island. Obviously, since he got bitten by Hoodie Jones pretty bad. And I don't know why, I just always kind of like enjoyed that scene, because it was kind of like, even though Jimbe's not on the crew, they have a connection that's so strong that it's as if he's always been on the crew. That's one thing I've really liked about Jimbe, and that's why I always wanted him to join the crew, even though some people were kind of on the fence of him because, you know, he didn't really fit in with the Straw dynamic, and I really do understand that. Like, I really do understand it. Like, compared to Carrot, fingers crossed, I hope she joins. Compared to Carrot's really like outgoing. She's really interesting. She's really fun. She wants to join she has the kind of, she fits the Straw dynamic. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. We kind of got to see Jimbe just kind of like, you know, solidifying his kind of resolution in the fact that, yeah, I don't want to be part of the Big Mom Pirates. I want to go to Luffy. Whatever happens, kind of happens. What do you think Big Mom's taking him to do? What do you think Big Mom's powers is? This, you know, this taking people's lifespan away. What do you think is gonna happen to Jimbe? Do you think they're gonna actually have a fair negotiation, or it's gonna be like a fight? Or you guys tell me, like you anime onlys, you tell me. Obviously, if you're a manga reader, don't spoil what happens. But yeah, you definitely tell me. That's pretty much going to be the end of my review. Please comment down below what you guys think about this review, what you think about this chat, what you think about this episode, what you think about my new channel, like any ideas you guys want me to bring to the channel. Please tell me, I'm really interested to know. But other than that, it's going to be Prince of Flames. Sign out, guys. Have a great day.